I'm Anna.
I'm Ben.
We're AutoSave. Welcome to our channel.
Today we're watching Steins Season 1, Episode 23. We've made it to the beta line, but we are not done yet. We have to stop World War III from happening. We might have stopped CERN, but that does not mean we've stopped World War III. And Suzuha is on the roof, and I guess we're gonna go meet her. I don't know, it's just the thing I least expected, right? Like, obviously, we were given an objective to get back to the beta line and trying to stop CERN from taking over the world, but I didn't really think of what would come after, if anything would come after, and I didn't expect it to be Suzuha already aware of who her father is and coming back to now. I don't know what we're going to do to change it.
Last episode was a wild ride.
Yeah.
I feel like I have not yet gotten off that ride, which is probably a good energy to go into this episode with.
Yeah.
But if you asked me any like actual critical thinking questions right now, other than feeling questions, like how do I feel, I would struggle to answer.
Yeah. Well, stop World War III. That's easy, right? Maybe.
I'm beyond the 1% barrier. My heart has been ripped out of my chest. She came back.
Suzuha has to know what to do, right?
Yeah, let's trust in Suzuha. Suzuha's the one.
Like, there are theories of, like, specific instances in history that really were the root cause, potentially, or theoretically, of World War I or II. You know? Mm-hmm. Was Suzuha in the future able to deduce one specific thing, an interaction, or murder that happened that would inevitably cause World War III?
Dude, wouldn't that be wild if you actually have to stop Kurisu from dying?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if the idea or technology behind time travel can exist in this world, then who's to say that someone else couldn't have invented it or figured it out?
I don't know. You ready?
Yeah.
Sweet. Jesus. Whoa, look at Suzuha's hair.
Uncle.
Oh. And outfit.
Dude, no! To a world line unaffected.
A tractor field? Yo.
He said it at the end of last episode too. Gotta say, that's always a great feeling.
When they say the name of the show in the show. We've had it a bunch in this show.
I know, but like in big moments.
So I have a question.
Okay.
My understanding from what Suzuha said in the whole come with me was, okay, we're going to go back a month, right? Or to July. Mm-hmm. We can't like return after that, obviously, based on the rules that we've been given from the time machine, correct? We can't go back to the future. So does that mean that it's inevitable that Suzuha will either stay in the world line that we end up at or go back further again?
What would be the need to go, if we're able to fix everything,
mm-hmm.
What would be the reason for Suzuha to go back further?
To make me unhappy.
Oh, okay.
So, I'm hoping that this means that we are going to live forever in a world line with Suzuha.
The outfit's so good. The hair, everything.
Love the collar.
I'll bet on the chance of a bright future.
I love the remix of the song.
It's like he just said, like, my 1 in a billion.
I won in 5.7 billion.
He's like, was there someone standing behind me?
Interesting.
Wait, yeah, she just said she already
Yeah.
stopped in 1975 and 2000.
Holy shit. I didn't think things would change that much.
And from his experience, he was probably like, hey, we should probably make it so it can go in the future. This is the him that first came to talk to her in the first episode that we didn't get to see.
Yep. Whoa.
Oh, I got so scared for a second. I didn't know who was holding that.
Don't let your other self encounter you.
So they're not dead, and she was able to get to know her uncle and father.
Himself. God! And he sees, you know, Suzuha.
I love it. So crazy.
Time machine. Interesting. God, this is so wild. Talk about full circle, man.
Oh shoot, didn't even think about that. Is that the professor? He stabs his own daughter to steal her research. Is he smiling? I can't tell, it's dark.
Yo, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro? Nice. Oh! No!
バカどもがにはふさわしい末路だ。
ごめんなさい。
どうして
父親だから単に認められたくて、それだけで。
クリス。
怖いよ。私にたくない。たくないよ。
クリス。
もう戻ってきた。
その血。
大丈夫。これはおじさん。
俺がリスを殺した。俺がクリスを殺した。俺が殺した。
おかわり辛いだろうけど、まだ諦めちゃ過去に戻るだけの燃料は残っている。
うるさい。
どうせまた言っても同じだ。アトラクターフィールドの収束によってクリスは死んでしまうんだ。おメール。
開けて。テレビを見ろ。
That's the same email address from episode 1.
それにしても助かったよ。これは金属探知機にかかったおかげで部分が焼けずに済んだのだ。
Metal Upa?
マユシーのメタルウーパー。ほら見て、ここにマユシ。
What the fuck is happening?
これをきっかけに大国間で熾烈なタイム
Arms race
競争が始まる。時間を制することは世界を制するも同じだからね。世界大戦に発展する。
Like, no matter how you slice it, that would. Awesome.
57億人の命がかかってるの。
俺が何十回失敗したと思ってる。
どれだけ残酷な結末を用意して。
Cruel fate it has in store.
こうなるって。もう疲れた。
オカリーは途中で諦める人じゃないよ。レイシーがおばあちゃんとさよならできずにいた時も諦めないで毎日お墓に来てくれた。だから諦めちゃダメだよ。
7月28日。
今なら見れるはず。マキセ・クリスの救出に一度失敗した今なら。騙してごめん。一度失敗するのは計画のうちだったんだ。
What?
はじめましてだな。15年前の俺。
オカリンだ。
このメールを開いているということは、クリスを救うことに失敗したということだな。さぞ辛かっただろう。だがその辛さが俺に収益を与えた。マキセ・クリスを救い、シュタインズゲートに入る計画だ。中鉢博士がロシアに持ち込んだタイムマシンに関する論文。
Of course they can still exist because of those papers.
もう一つ、
Oh.
マキセ・クリスを救うことだ。クリスを救うことは可能だ。方法が間違っているだけなのだ。最初のお前自身が見たことをなかったことにしてはならない。なかったことにすれば過去改変が起こり、全てが失われる。わずか3週間だったが、お前にはマキセ・クリスと過ごした記憶があるはずだ。クリスと共にマユリを救うため多くの思いを犠牲にし、お前の3週間の世界線漂流を無駄にしてはならない。なかったことにしてはいけない。
You must not undo them.
タイムマシン開発に全てを捧げた俺がここにいる。お前が立っているその場所は、俺たちがクリスを助けたいと願ったからこそ。だから騙せ。
You must deceive your other self.
クリスが死んだという過去を
Save
変え
her
ずに彼女を
without
救え。
changing the past where she died.
Make your past self.
死んだと観測させろ。そうすれば過去改変は起きない。ちなみにタイムマシンの形式は C204 型。
Christina.
そして目的の世界線を、なぜその名なのかもお前ならわかるはずだ。特に意味はない。これより最終ミッション、血まみれで倒れているマキセ・クリスト、それを見た岡部凛、その確定した過去を変えずに結果を変えるのだ。
Change the past without changing that.
お前を騙せ、世界を騙せ。
Deceive the world.
健闘を祈る。エル、プサイ。
Oh!
声渋かったよね。
オペレーションスクルードだと、エルプサイコングルーだと、33にもなって何をやっているんだ俺は。まるで中二病全開じゃないか。やってやる。 界を騙すなど
Deceiving the world is nothing to me.
この俺は競技のマッドサイエンティスト法院教だ
Just like Mayuri.
世界はこの俺の手の中にある
Cool.
Okay, that was Steins Gate Season 1, Episode 23. I'm so fucking pumped. I'm so hyped. God, I want to go back to the past and try again. Oh my god, this is great.
Is this the part where it feels like you literally just have to finish? Like, we are so far in. We have opened the can of worms completely. Like, I need to get the ending. I need to know. Like, so bad.
I'm so fucking motivated, dude. Feel like I could, like, grow a mustache, drink whiskey, lift weights for the next 8 hours.
All in 8 hours.
Yeah.
All of that in 8 hours.
God. I don't know what to do with myself. Ah.
I mean, I don't want to wait. I don't know what to do with myself either.
Oh my god, dude. We had so many good lines. So much happened. Suzuha was there, so everything's better.
And, like, the outfit change and the hairstyle change.
Dude, don't even get me started.
Like, come on. So great. Thank you.
We need to get you another Suzuha
I
cosplay.
need another Suzuha cosplay.
And I just need to make my voice deeper within the next 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
God.
That won't be too hard.
Dude, holy shit. Like, so the second that we got the revelation that Karisu's dad was involved in that.
And that professor was her dad. Like,
right when that happened, I was like, okay, Okarine's going to be the person to stab Kurisu. Like, I didn't, like, I genuinely had very little doubt or very little, like, thought that it was going to be Karisu's dad to stab her in the end, just because of the way altercations like this tend to go in fiction. And I was, like, dumbfounded. Like, I feel like if you looked at my reaction when it happened, it wasn't, like, 100% despair. It was, like, 90% despair, 10% of, like, something of, like, a smile of I cannot believe this is fucking happening right now. Like, but I could, but I couldn't. And I don't know.
I know that Kurisu before, told us about her father and how her father feels about her. And I never would have actually, I mean, it's just hard to imagine that any person could be pushed to that point in their own, like, delusion, their own feelings internally in their own head to take something out or place blame. Like, so, they are so innocent in this. They are so pure and perfect in this that it's other people that are causing them misfortune. Other people need to be punished and other people are to blame, to the point where it's your own child.
Yeah.
Like, what parent isn't like, I know that we know that he was not proud of Kurisu, and if anything, he was jealous of everything that Kurisu was able to do in her academic career. All the papers at such a young age that all she wanted was to join together with it. She was fully willing to put his name on this paper with her own because he inspired her, and she just wanted to be recognized by him, and she just wanted to be loved by him. And just, I didn't ever expect that he would actually be that level of disgusting.
What a dick.
Just, like, more so than that. Like, just so,
what a piece of
so
shit, loser,
disgusting.
dumbass, asshole. Fuck him. He sucks. I hate him. I hate him. That's the point. I love this show.
We're supposed to.
That's
hate
the
him.
point. Dude, fucking episode 1. I wrote down sender SG-EPK at JTK93X29.jp. And
Well,
it
we
said
know
that the
SG,
date it said that the date was 2010 July 28th. And now it says SG-EPK at JTK 93x29.jp 2025 0821. Fucking love it. Love it. Steins Gate, El Sai Kungro, John Titor, probably Kurisu, right?
Mm-hmm. Something.
I love it. I take back every other time that I said I love this series so that I could say it now for the first time.
And it'd be like fresh and new. Like this, it's almost like a confession of your feelings. Like you've built up to this moment and you can finally confess your feelings towards Steins Gate.
I just can't believe it. I cannot, I'm just so happy that like this episode was like everything, because it's like, you can't believe, yet you of course can, that we are in the same like world, like we saw this already, and we're like around the corner from ourselves, and we were able to put together some of that because Kurisu was like, oh no, but like that conversation we had before, and it's like, what? We didn't have that conversation before. And it's just like the perfect, so I keep hitting the table. Yeah, I'm just so excited and so amped up, man. It's so cool. It's just so complete, and it's so like not bullshit, and it's just great. I watch too many shows like in my personal life that end up going on too long, or not having an ending when there could be a good one, or not knowing what the ending's going to be when they start writing it. And it's just so fucking cool that we're 23 episodes in and I have this feling. I don't think
I've ever watched anything necessarily that they give you, you know, so much, like that they already had to have figured out the ending before even starting writing this.
Mm-hmm.
It just wouldn't be possible otherwise because of how you start the series.
Yeah.
And now we're back in it. I was a giant fan, obviously, of everything, like you are, but you know, I often like to talk about dialogue choices and word choices. And the last conversation, when Kiyoma himself is getting as hyped up as you are getting in this discussion, he keeps using words like nothing and anything. And those words, they're just very common language. I mean, everyone uses them, especially when you don't want to get super specific with something. It's a very casual way of speaking. A lot of times, like, teachers might not want you to use words like that if you're writing a paper because they want you to be more specific. But there was this beauty in the word choice of it, with the language of like, that is the choice of Steins Gate. But he said in a line previous, the Steins Gate is nothing. It means nothing. Is that the choice of nothingness? Is that a place where there's nothing left to lose? Like, the word choice of such broad and almost but still full and just fun words, making them fun, making them mean something when the word is nothing, is just really, really beautiful, because it reminds me, it's reminiscent to me of the broad, very theatrical language of Kiyoma, where he says words and phrases that mean nothing, and just for his like theatrical personality and this mad scientist persona, and as his friends have said, the delusions, and to have it all actually like mean something, and just be so specific actually, and so just like you want to like dive into it so much. I appreciate it.
There isn't a better term that could fit, or like that I feel like would fit what Kiyoma needs to do and what he has the power to do, other than they use the word that they used of deceive yourself, deceive the world. If there is one fucking person, one anime character who is in charge of deceiving the world, I would trust Ocarine to do it.
He's literally like, it was his calling to be a man of theatrics, and to be given the task of creating almost a spectacle that deceives the world. He's gonna have to create a spectacle for his... Are you okay?
I'm okay.
For his past self,
excited.
In order to believe that Kurisu is laying in a puddle of her own blood.
Yeah.
And I am a little bit like, okay, was I so wrapped up in it that I missed what we're supposed to do about this document handover? Because I know that we're supposed to be deceiving his past self.
We're supposed to destroy the papers.
And so I'm wondering, like, ooh, how are we going to get the papers? Are we going to, like, jump the guy in an alley, the dad, as he's, like, leaving? Are we supposed to deceive him to also thinking that his daughter has died?
I don't know. A lot of possibilities, right? Because within deceiving yourself, how much of deceiving Kurisu do you need to do? Do you need to end up stabbing her in a place that isn't as vital to get a similar result? Can you...
Like, do you actually have to cause bodily harm? Or can we use, like, red paint, ketchup, fake blood?
Yeah, knock her out or something.
Knock her out. Like, give her... sleeping medicine. I don't know. Something maybe not as horrifying as knocking her out or stabbing her somewhere that's not life-threatening.
When Suzuha was like, I have so many thoughts, sorry. When Suzuha was like, I'm sorry, I lied to you. The plan called for you to fail once.
So fucked up.
Now you're able to watch this video.
And it's so good.
It's so good.
I play a lot of Otome games. And that is a thing that it's like, you go through all of these different paths and then you've played through one. Maybe you get a bad ending or something. So now you actually know who the killer is and who killed you or who killed your love interest in the game.
You have one that you were talking about.
Collar Malice.
Yeah.
It's my favorite. I'll talk people's ears off about Collar Malice. I adore it. It's very much like death. Bad ending, death.
Yeah. We've been trying to, I've been trying to become more knowledgeable in that kind of field of Otome games because they're important to you and you would like to one day release your own.
I would like to make my own.
So I've been trying to do like more game design ends of like learning, script and stuff. But
and one of the most exciting points or parts is that you unlock a piece of information or even a love interest is unlocked by going through the different paths and maybe even failing in some of those paths, maybe even getting those bad endings where you're like, oh shit, my love interest just died or I just died. It's so good. The how you can be so interested and so invested even though you're almost like reliving things.
I feel like so fucking devastated for Okabe here because of like everything that he was saying to Suzuha before that revelation came, right? Like, you understand why he's saying every word of it. You believe that. Because he's been through so much that you can't even imagine that, like, you can't even put a finger on, like, actually feeling like what that would be like in that position to be in. That the only thing that could wake him up from that was not a video, was not another choice or a love interest. It was a slap from Mayuri, which was one of the best parts of this episode. I loved it.
Pick a character like her to do something like that. It's just, it has so much more impact.
Yeah.
She's the type of character that you would think would never, ever, like, raise their hand to someone or hurt a fly.
I can't believe that the metal Upa was traveling across borders. That is that's something that I never thought would happen. I wonder how he even got it. I don't know.
That makes me think, does Okabe take the metal Upa from Mayuri after she wins it? No, I don't. I feel like I'm missing something with that little fact.
One thing that I was really interested to hear during the episode was before we like really got into like the end bit of it, Suzuha told Okabe the notes said that you would recognize her. And I'm like, that's when everything started to click for me, like a little bit, because I'm like, holy shit, this isn't a story that was planned from the beginning, period. This was a story that was planned from the beginning, that you were going to let your main character know that everything was planned from the beginning for him. Mm-hmm. Because, like, the whole deceive yourself, this Okabe in the future has literally had to deceive himself in order to get that version of himself to deceive another version of himself. It's like...
The Okabe on the phone has lived like 15 or so years trying to figure out how to do this.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out how to be able to save her, keep Mayuri alive, stop the world war, like how to literally save the 2 lives that are important to him, most in the world, and also billions and billions of others.
How do you destroy the papers? Do you rip them up? Do you burn them? What would be the most symbolic way? Or the most fulfilling way to do it and watch it on screen?
I guess, I don't know. I have literally no clue. Like, throw them in the water, burn them, rip them to shreds, paper shredder maybe, and then you go like this with the shreds of paper. That's a good question. I think another good question is, how do you handle Kurisu in going back and trying to keep her alive, but also keep her from getting maybe too involved with whatever this plan is.
And also you kind of like
so you don't change the
want
past.
her to have that interaction with her dad almost,
so that
because she realizes how much of a piece of shit he is. But at the same time, you don't want her to go through that pain either, because we saw even like, sure, in what we've experienced, right? We didn't get to see how much of a piece of shit he was until now, but because of that, Kurisu still had this sense of like hope and like optimism in regards to him.
I think honestly, unfortunately for her personality and for what she chooses to do in her love for her father, she definitely tries to stop him from doing anything, and I think she also does not want him to get hurt. And so I worry that I think that a possibility would be that Okabe takes an injury on behalf of Kurisu, because I feel like Kurisu might need to see an actuality of violence from her father without it being life-threatening to her or Okabe, and I think that Okabe might need to show her that, or else she is never... I don't think that this conversation alone would be enough for her to not want to give him another chance, possibly. It could be. This could have been the final straw in her mind, but she comes at it with such, like, innocence, and she's like, Dad, as he's doing these actions. And so I do worry that if she wasn't shown how far he would go, that she would continuously try to heal that relationship.
Yeah. On the paper we get, it's of Kurisu holding. I wanted to see name-wise what was there, if anything. Time Machine, A Study of Creation, Brain Science Institute, University of Victor Condria, Kurisu Makase. Mm-hmm. Interesting. God, what a fucking story, man. And
then another question is, like, how do you handle romantically? If you are the person who you've experienced, what did older Okabe say, like 3 weeks of experience?
Don't forget it, right?
Don't forget it and use it here. But what do you do once you're trying to hold on to that relationship with this person who doesn't have any memory of ever getting to that point with you in love?
So 2 points to that. One, I don't think you handle it. I think that you leave it pretty broad and open of the case of like, we're just focused on saving you. Mm-hmm. Even if we don't end up together, that's not the priority, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean, she didn't fall in love with him through grand action. She fell in love with him through being like-minded and working together and being friends.
But my other like point or thought is like, we've had instances in the other world line, not the beta world line, where characters have remembered or been able to see or dream of other world lines. That, from my understanding, would only be possible if it was in the future enough, right? Like if we're July in like mid-July, we wouldn't be able, I don't think would be able to remember or phase into or dream of any world lines that occurred in August. I don't think. I could be wrong there though. You know?
Right. And honestly, I don't know if just memories in general would be possible within what would be like the beta line or this one that we're trying to get
What
to.
if it's like you like okay, I still don't know who you are, like weirdo. Kurisu leaves for a month and then like a month later we get a call or a knock on the door that's like, I dreamt everything, you know?
I could see that. I don't think I'd be mad at that, but I am interested to see how they handle that, because
Yeah.
I've seen it done where at first the person who has the memories has difficulty handling the fact that the person of their affection does not share those same feelings and memories anymore. And that can be heartbreaking and uncomfortable to watch. So I do wonder how they're going to handle that.
Fucking good episode.
If they can save her, which I mean,
a great
gotta.
episode. Or we're being deceived again by ourselves.
Oh, are we being deceived?
Maybe. Double deceived. To
Does
roll
that cancel?
time.
Does it
to rule the
cancel it
world.
out?
Maybe. God. All right, that's all I have.
Yep.
Love it. No, I don't even care anymore. I don't care like how annoying I am. I love it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we hope to see you next time.